This we have all covered, no?
Yeah, reading portion is completed.
Writing part also I have covered,
In
no?
spoken
Cohesion and
communication, spoken communication also, so some of one way speaking and name of spoken face-to-face interaction, that was completed. In
yes.
third block, different writing different types of texts.
Yet to complete, yet to be completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take the third block then. Almost all I have explained you in details, and I have gave you the complete, shortcut question answers, also important question answers, if you remember, before 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then we'll just look it into the fastly we'll cover lesson block number 3, that is 131 in my book. It might be 133 in your textbook. Please check it out.
Which one? Unit number?
Block 3. That is block 3 unit number will be around 11, 12 and 13. Okay. 171 in my textbook. It might be 173 in your textbook. Right?
Unit number 14 we are looking now, madam.
The unit number 14 also we have discussed, no? Yesterday itself, traditional approach, communicative approach, and approach of writing process.
Unit number 11, 12, 13. Now we are...
Okay. And 13. It is letter writing. I have explained you last week itself. Norms of letter writing. How to write the letter, how to write the formal letters and informal letters. If you remember, last week I have explained, letter writing, features of letters.
14 we have completed last time.
Almost all they completed. I have covered right from the beginning. See, writing longer informative text. In the writing longer informative text, the essay writing is left out. Or even that essay writing I have completed also. On the day, it was a long answer, long question and answer, types of what we called text type, classification of text types. I explained you everything. The long question was that. So it is included in that itself, ma.
Okay.
Communicative with the reader. Now we'll discuss about your what we call assignments, no? So called assignments. It is given for 25 marks or 20 marks seems as, no? Anyhow, 80 marks question will be there for you have to write the examination, annual examination.
Okay.
And 20 marks they have allotted for your what we call 20 marks for your assignments, no? We'll discuss the assignment questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, please tell me what is the first question in assignment is given.
What is the language proficiency and why study it?
Language proficiency and why study it. I already explained, So page number comes as why language proficiency, in the sense that we have different professions, right? Advocate, somebody wanted to become an advocate, somebody wanted to become a doctor, someone wanted to become a what we call engineer. So different type of streams require different types of studies, no? So that is known as professional studies. So in the professional studies, as you go for to the Osmania University, they are providing the individual English courses for what we call in respective stream of profession. Like you wanted to go for a pharma industry, or you wanted to go for what we call engineering stream. The vocabulary is totally different when compared to this normal English. So that is known as ES ESL, English specific language. English as a specific language. The course name is English as a specific language. So that cover all the professional studies. So why we are studying in the sense? We have to improve our professional, what we call strategies. We have to improve our professional strategies, and we have to become a proficient, in a particular field of this one. So there is a need of proficiency, it means. Okay. So you have to write the answer right from page number, take out 36. It might be 38 in your textbook.
37.
Describing levels of language proficiency. No. What is that? Why study the language proficiency? Page number 23.
No, madam. 22 in our book.
22. So, why study language proficiency? 2.5 is the answer. No, you have to cover entire answer. So, I explained you already this answer. See, obviously, the Unit 1 courses growth and structure. We know the language proficiency are quite different entities. So, language is different, and formally speaking is different. While we are going with the hanging out with the friends into the what we call into the canteen and cafeteria, we'll use some another language, whether it is English or like any other non-English languages. But we are while we are interacting with higher officials, we will be quite formal and interacting them with the fully conscious mind. So at that time we need proficiency, right? So that is the main cause behind pursuing the higher education or for studies. This is one reason for proficient studies. This is one reason. And another reason is given for pursuing higher education. Higher education in the sense like post graduation is there, and after that doctorate is there. For pursuing this kind of courses, we need a study for proficiency. 2 reasons, and third reason is for the job perspectives. You wanted to make a career in the particular field of then you can go for enrolling for the particular course. So we need to go into the in-depth studies of the particular course. That is known as the third element of the studying proficiency.
Okay.
So it is given into the detail page number 2. You have to write the answer minimum with 3 pages. One answer should be 3 pages. It means that one front side, back side, and another page. So around 300 words should be there anyhow. Yeah, for long answers.
Second question.
Yeah, what is that second question?
Write a note on the development of language ability.
Write a note on the development of language ability. It is there.
Unit 3.
See. Yeah, child development pre-linguistic stage is there, no? So how the child is gradually right from beginning, right from infant baby to till 5 years, how he develop the mind and language, uttering of the words, that is given into the details, page number 25 in my textbook. You go with that. One is early child language and communication of meaning. Child language development.
3.3.
3.3. Yeah, 3.3.1.
27 page.
Yeah, it is there. No, it is there. No, mark it right from this here till we have to write learning the rule of system of the grammar. No, not it. Only last point is there. No, 3.3.6 is there. No, approaches to study of language learning. Yeah. Till that we have to write. Again, here very, very important, holophones or holophrases are there. No, they may ask you into the short questions, that is in the 6-mark question. You have to mark as very, very important. And next is some author linguist name is also given. His book name is also given. Grace de Leguma. He is a linguist. make a note of it while writing the answer. You may get the full marks.
Okay.
Okay, underline that word. Grace Day Leguna. Writing in 1927 following comments. A child's words does not designate an object or property or an act. Rather, it signifies loosely and vaguely the object together with its interesting properties. That the act which is commonly associated in the life of the child. So these are all important things we have to write into the answer, right?
Yeah.
So this is for short answer, and another short answer is another. These they're very important. The specialization approach. It is number of times repeated in the annual examination. Point 3.3.6 is there, no?
Yes.
One more point. Yeah, this is also very important. So for while we are writing the long answer, you have to include this point also, specialization approach for developing pre-linguistic stages, development abilities. In the development abilities, the whole word approach also you have to write, spatial, the socialization approach you have to include. It should be included. And learning the rule system of the language should be included. It's very simple and easy. See, socialization approach in the sense that how in the society how we communicate with others, that is known as socialization approach.
Yeah.
If you are going from the higher society and the formal and professional society, we will interact according to that. If you grown up into the marginal society and uncivilized society, automatically our nature become like this. So this is what about they are saying about socialization, the society's impact and influences on the individuals. So as per the society is representing, we are acting according to that. It means, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This is socialization approach. And next is in the same answer you have to include this one also, learning the rule system of the language. What is the rule system of the language? Nothing but it's a grammar. They are simply asking about grammar. Getting?
Yeah. This is also should be included, madam, in the answer.
Yeah, in the development of that long answer they are asking in assignment, so we have to write entire thing this one.
Okay,
Point
ma'am.
3.3 socialization approach also, learning the rule system of the language also. First, how the child developed with the uttering the facial expressions. Then again a little bit development of the in his physical development. He used to uttering the sounds and verbs like mama, dada, and like this.
Yeah.
After that, he will get the mastery over the L1, that is native language. After that, he approaches to study the language learning. It means that we will send him to the school.
Yeah. Next, socialization of approach.
How he is interacting in his society. That is socialization approach. Then how he is specialization, getting the what we call learning the language rule system in particular language. Like if you wanted to go for the L1 or L2 language, take as L2 language target language, that is English. In English, how is learning the rules? That is very important. So you have to include how the language is developing in learning stages.
In section B, madam.
In
section B, another discuss the psycho-linguistic process.
Psycho-linguistic process.
Unit number 9. It is there.
See, you come to this one point, learning the rule system of the grammar in this is 3 points are given. No, first growing control over the grammatical pattern. Second is phonological rules and the new variety types of sentences to be constructed. Next is expanding vocabulary. So again, saying the same thing, we have to follow the grammar rules. Again, we have to learn these sentence constructions. And third one, we have to expand our vocabulary. It means that there is a number of vocabularies. No, we have to learn all these things that are all comes under the development abilities. Getting this point?
Yeah, got it.
Next,
discuss the psycho-linguistic processes. Section B. It is unit 9, madam. Psycho processes, abilities of reader. 99 page number according of my book.
99. It is psycholinguistic process, the abilities of the good reader. Yeah, what should be the abilities of good readers or skills of good readers? Yesterday itself I have explained, how to be mature the reader and all.
9.4.
Yeah, these are all you have to write. Eye movement photography, miscues analysis, and miscue analysis. And what is that? Next is this one, the abilities of sub skills that mature reader needs. These are all we have to write. 9.4 we have to write. And
techniques 9.3, 9.4.
Yeah, right from 9.3, glimpses of the techniques for research on reading. This one, the first point is eye movement photography. What is a photography? And miscues analysis.
Yeah.
This one we have to. What is that miscues analysis? Reveals something about how the reader interacts with the text. A reader can make different kinds of errors. He may substitute words, add or delete things, and ever alter words in the text. For example, a young reader reads the following sentences. It means that some may commits the mistake by knowing, by deliberately, by knowingly they are committing the mistakes. That is one reason. Another reason is they may not aware about the facts and committing the mistakes, like in initial stages of language learning. So these are all known as miscue analysis. So here is given, the man rode his horse to town. So the man rode his pony to town. So we can do some manipulation according to our convenient, or about this one, or these are all given as miscue analysis. Okay, it means that while we are reading a little bit, we are altering the text and reading it again. So that is known as miscue analysis, right?
The abilities also we have to.
Ma'am, we have to add abilities also, ma'am. We have to include abilities also in the sense, long question and answers. Just before now, I told while we are writing for the 12 marks questions or 14 marks questions, minimum how many length should be there for the answer? There should be 300 words, length of 300 words, no?
Okay.
So the 300 words, we have to include all these things. Automatically, you may reach the one page left side, one page right side, and back side. So in this way, we have to cover the pages, 3 pages at least for long answers. While you are going to writing the examination, also you have to write minimum 300 words for long answers. For short answers, around 150 words.
Yeah.
100 words is enough for that short answers. But you have to able to manage the time also. Try to write fastly so that you can cover entire thing in long essay answers. Like first we have to write the introduction part, then we have to write the explanation. In explanation, we have to show the entire advantages, disadvantages of particular topic, and features of that, skills of that particular topic. Then we have to sum up in the conclusion. In this way, we have to write the answer in the 3 parts, long answers. Again, we have to highlight the important points. What is important? We have to highlight slide with sleeping line with black pen or darker pencil. In this way, we can present our answer sheet so that it will get more impressed. It is looking very impressive. Okay, try to write with the black pen itself. Don't use the blue pen. Why? Because I told you yesterday. Yeah. Sake of that reasons, it is looking very good into the digital mode.
4th question.
Yeah, tell me the 4th question. What is that?
Describe the perspectives on the teaching reading. Describe the perspectives on the teaching of reading. Page number, according to my book, 122, madam. Unit 10.
Unit 10. Perspectives of the teaching of reading. Perspectives of the teaching of reading. I told you yesterday also the course of book reading instructions, the importance of assessment, condition for effective assessment, and not yet covered seems as this topic. Let's be covered today. Guiding of instructions, useful procedure for teaching reading.
Yeah.
See how teacher would taught into the teaching what we call reading abilities. This is the main objective of the question, right? In the how the teacher would taught the written skills into the class, I told you yesterday itself. Do you remember? How to ask them to evaluate and writing, how to write the good writing and sub skills of writing. Teacher taught in the class and pair up the two students and ask them to act like a conductor and passenger as per the situation, and then they can come to know about the it is only a part of language learning abilities. I told you yesterday. In the same way, teachers needs to follow the certain what we call steps to start the reading abilities. So page number 120 it is given. Please take it off.
122 in our book.
122. So in 120 it is given in my textbook. So useful procedure for teaching reading. It is also very important as per examination point of view. See, keep in mind that if they are asking into the assignment, they may not repeat into the annual examination. If you come across with the answer, you can, if they may ask you into the annual examination, you can write automatically easily. Why? Because it has been repeated no once. Getting my point?
Yeah.
They may ask you, they may not ask you again in the annual examination, but you may be quite perfect in this answer while writing the assignments, right? So you have to write this answer into the assignments, no?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
useful procedure for teaching reading. The first one, at the early stages, value of build the first language literacy, especially the sense that words convey meaning. Use loan words for use sound meanings, all already linked to build up a base of side words. These are the words which are read as a follow and understood not later by later. It means that loan words in the sense that some words are not exactly existed into the English. We have to take it from the another language, like Elven language. That is known as loan words. Getting this point? Why we are taking why teacher taught the loan words into the class in the early stages to teach the reading skills, right? Teaching learning of reading skills takes place within a larger syllabus for general English, where all aspects of proficiency in English are promoted. The separated syllabus materials is timetable are set aside for reading skills as such. Reading is one of the standard among very weekly routine for teaching English. This is the advantages of position since all languages skills are related and mutually supportive when there is an integrated development. So for the development of inter-comprehensive skills like LSRW, the main important thing is reading skills, right? Giving attention to the reading skills, the certain points are given. This one teacher needs to thought into the class. The first one is I told we have to explain about the loan words. We can take the help of loan words to start the reading skills in the early stages of language learning, right? And the second, expand vocabulary. Constantly recycling or reinforcing old words and adding new ones. Words should be found to represent events, experience, and ideas that the student seems to aware of. Know or about or concerned about any given point in the real time, in their real life, in July or August. This is different from starting with a word from an arbitrary list in the lesson plan and then try to create a meaning of the thought artificially created situation or stories. Like expanding vocabulary in the sense that teacher has to think about the new types of words, so that the teacher has to create own story and add in that the new words so that the students can learn the new vocabulary. In this also they can gradually develop the reading skills with the new words, right? Now, as come to the third point, teach word morphology. What is morphology? See, with the root words we can expand the root words into the many words like adding suffixes and prefixes. That is known as morphology. right?
Yeah.
But without technical jargon, once keywords and the concept experiences represent are in focus. The meaning of other related words can be made clear. This meaning should be given priority. They are more important than the spelling rules governing prefixes and affixes. I told you know what is morphology just before. So in this way, the teacher has to develop this some more suffixes and prefixes with association of root words. Getting this point?
Yes, madam.
Now, next point is emphasis the meaning of conveyed by grammatical patterns. So, grammatical pattern, it means that entire rules of the grammar should be followed while reading so that they can gradually improve their reading skills in the particular or specific or, perfect manner of reading of the language using
Yeah.
lexical elements to make sentences demonstrating giving given structures patterns imaginatively makes like that such sentences will actually be encountered in real life. The grammar lesson where the some communicative values when 10 sentences each with the same pattern are written as a matrix on the board. The focus is on the abstract principle rule and underline all of them. The each sentence is effectively reduced to dummy when sentences is given along with one that can naturally precede or succeed. It is in the text. The meaning of the both sentences gets highlighted. A string of the connected sentences rather than single sentence. Treated in isolation should be typically housing for grammatical pattern. Avoid using sentences for which a relevant context of use cannot be found sensibly imagined. So it means that in the grammatical patterns, ask them students to imagine the situation, something which is related to the existing situation that is written on the board. One type of situation you are explaining about, no, ask them or imagine them to ask some another situation and use the vocabulary according to that, grammatical pattern according to that. So they will gradually able to read the this what we call able to learn the reading pattern also. So this is another way of developing reading skills. Getting one point? We have
Yeah.
to teacher has to provide the dummy or dummy exercises so that the students can learn the language from in this way also, reading patterns, grammatical patterns. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is if the stage where exposure to text made up of interconnected sentences has begun. Students needs to make contact with the reader searching for meaning. At the stage where exposure of text made up of interconnected sentences. So what is interconnected sentences? Preparation for reading can be done in the various ways. What is interconnected sentences? See, you have to include all this answer. I will read the side headings. You just focus on this. The first
Yeah.
point is preparation for reading can be done in the various way. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the fifth point. First point is value and build a first language literacy. Next is expanding vocabulary. Third one is tick or word morphology. Fourth one is emphasis on the meaning conveyed by the grammatical pattern.
Yeah.
And the fifth one is preparation for reading. Preparation for reading can be done in the various way. The first one is అందులోనే ABCD ఉన్నాయి. That is given ABCDs in this. In point number fifth, that is first one is A, discussion. Incident or story with the same situation that can simulate what is in the passage to be read. Next B, teaching of new vocabulary items coming in the text, possibly using the situation idea selected for above. C, reading the passage aloud with the appropriate intonation, pauses, clarify the meaning, emphasis, stress should be laid, importance point or point. This should be not confused with reading aloud, demonstrate the correct articulation of vowels and consonants. So
Yeah.
in the key points is very, very important. Why? Because here they are giving the focus on pronunciation. Teacher
Yeah.
drills the students or give the some more exercises to learn the pronunciation. That is known as pitch and tones and articulation of vowels and consonants. Vowels and consonants, you know, no? A, I, O, U, U, A, I, O, I, U is there, no? That is our five. And rest of the thing is consonants. A, E, I, O, U is there, no?
Yes.
That is what. And consonants is rest of the letters. So that they have to practice or drill by the teacher regularly, so that they may get to complete the pronunciation on that. Next is making D1 is making scanning task to locate specific item. Okay, what is that
Yeah.
specific item scanning? First part of the reading passage, the lack of understanding of the parts is not experienced as a problem here. Scanning in the sense they have to give focus on special point only, not entire point. Okay. Next, even encourage the guessing of the meaning of new and unfamiliar word. It means that you can add the dictionary also here, or you can take the aid of the dictionary while reading. Why? Because might be a chances of vocabulary, unfamiliar vocabulary will be there. Then this one, right? Next is raise interesting questions beforehand to keep the mind in while reading. Short initial segments encourage guessing. Escape all guesses from different extents as equally valid the first instance. It means that if we ask, if you ask the students to guess the answer, they will fully give focus on the subject. So that's what
Yeah.
teacher asks them to guess the answer first. This refers to back to look more closely in important occasions, reading for meaning. So in this way, they will get the meaning out of the reading. Now, number of guesses of the varying appropriateness, which creates the opportunity to referring back the discussion and narrowing down the correct or best answer is more useful in the lesson situation than the same correct guess produced quickly by the everyone. So this one we have to include in our answer. Next,
Next.
some log and weaknesses, some common weaknesses in conventional practices is there.
Yes, it is there. No. Another question is there. Up to raise interesting questions beforehand. Till that we have to come right in this.
You have to write the answer, right? Useful procedure for the teaching reading is there, no? So write from first point to the last till here we have to write.
Yeah.
Okay. That is more than 300 once 3 pages, 2 pages are more than enough for this answer.
Yeah. In section A, assignment 2, question number 1. Describe the structure of two types of text that you have read, that you have studied.
Structure of the two types of texts. So you can write about the narrative text and informative text, no? So in the narrative text, you can write generally, go for the informative text and descriptive text, right? In the descriptive text, what we have to write the compositions, describing in the sense, descriptive text in the sense what? Any two they ask, no? You can write by your choice. See, we have how many types of argumentative text is there, narrative text is there, and descriptive text is there, and another is most important is informative text. Informative text is there. So out of your choice, you can write by your own. So I will give you the most important teaching type is that is descriptive text and this one informative text. You can write about the two topics. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Next, another one.
Yeah, please.
Discuss listening in spoken interaction.
Listening is very important. Meanwhile, write the question and answer. What we call this one. Take the answer for previous one where it is given. Writing a longer informative text to 13.5. You can write about this one.
Page number?
Page number is 161.
1 minute. Okay. Writing a longer informative text.
Informative text. This is so you have to write in the shortcuts. It's a given assignments to the essay writing. It's a long answers or short answers, no?
Long.
It's long answers, huh? long in the sense you have to complete write about the informative text. Essay writing is there, report writing is there.
Yeah.
Page number
163.
Yeah. So it is 13.5.3 is there, no report writing. Which you have to include important thing report writing. And another thing is the writing letters also important. You can write in the short these 3 topics: letter writing, essay writing, and report writing. Okay. Short essay rayalma, even informative text law. It's very important as per examination point of view. Annual examination lo again very types adugutaru. They answer the same. What is informative? I told you, no. And what is descriptive text? Nothing but it's describing about something. Like suppose you will be given what we call one topic and ask them to write something about the topic. No, that is known as what we call descriptive writing. Getting my point?
Okay.
That is descriptive writing. And informative text in the descriptive text, that is known as descriptive text. Suppose we are imagining something and we are writing something about the situation, that is describing. Now, what is informative text in the sense? I told you, essay writing, report writing, and letter writing comes in this, come under this category. So be perfect with the text, informative text. Next, expository text in the sense detailed information they will give you about the expository text is nothing but informative text itself. What is that next?
Next, discuss listening in spoken interaction.
Listening of interaction. So before this, I'll read one more time this one, types of writings. You go listen it carefully. Text can be see in the discussion text types is unit block 2. We noted that one way of categorizing text with regard to main purpose of the writer. These yields the types of have already surveyed from the reading perspectives. Text can be descriptive, narrative, argumentative, or this is known as persuasive and instructive also. Another text is instructive text. Informative text is known as expository text. Argumentative text is known as persuasive text. 2 names are given. For informative text, it is known as expository text. If you given the expository text, no need to panic. It is nothing but informative text. What is informative text? I just before now explained, essay writing, letter writing, and report writing. That comes under this category. Informative text or expository text. Right? Okay. Narrative text is something different. Novel writing, that is comes under this category. Descriptive writing in the sense I told that is writing of compositions, like how cow is looking like, how elephant is looking like, how pig is looking like. Something we are elaborating something about the particular animal or all. That is known as composition writing. That is comes under the category of descriptive writing, right? Okay. Now another category is instructive writing. What is that instructive writings? Instructive writing is nothing but notifications. Generally they will pass out, no? And suppose we wanted to operate some gadgets like the electronic gadgets, fridge or mixer, grinder and all, some booklet will be come along with that addition to that machinery, that gadget. So it will give you how to operate that. Clear instructions will be given in that page, that is known in manual. That is known as instructive writing. Do that after this we have to operate this task after this. This is step-by-step task given for operating the machine. That is known as instructive writing. Getting? Yeah. Getting? Now these are 4 types of writing are there. Descriptive, narrative, informative, argumentative, and instructive.
Narrative, right? Argumentative, descriptive, and informative.
Informative.
Yeah.
Next, listening. In the listening, what do you have to sub skills of listening? Sub skills of
spoken interaction.
Page number 242 in your page number seems as
242. listening skills. 241.
241 is given. Listening skills. Sub skills of listening is given, no?
9.5. 241 page number. Developing listening skills.
Developing listening skills. Yeah.
Sub skills of listening.
See, some exercises are there. You have to read the exercises. Developing listening skills. See, suspected to discussion. You have to read it by your own. Meanwhile, I'll just throw the light on the sub skills of listening. Okay. What is that sub skills of listening? Please listen to lecture. Listen to two friends talk to each other. Happen two teachers talking to each other about the friend. Listen to panel discussion. Listen to announcement in railway and bus station. Listen to dialogues and conversation on television, on a cinema theater. Listen to the news. Listen to the news or radio or television, and listen to a cricket commentary. Listen to the listening of food in restaurant. Listing of the food in restaurant.
Page number, madam?
239.
239. Sub skills of listening. Sub skills of that listening. That's the madam.
Yeah, that's one. Sub skills of listening. Sub skills of listening given on the page number 242 in your textbook.
In our page number 240.
240 is there, no?
Yeah.
So what is that sub skills of listening? So what the answer to question this will tell you that you need to do become a skilled listener. We will develop this further as a later part of unit. When we look at the exercise that will make to better listener. Let us look into the other types of text or listening to indirect audio. See how to be a good listener in the sense only one tip we have to follow. We have to give complete focus and listen the carefully listen the words delivered by the speaker. That is only one important quality of listener. Okay, that is one thing. So here some exercises are given. So we have to practice that exercises to how to become a good listener. That's it. Okay, it's about your part to read all these things to become a good listener. And what is that quality synthesis? You have to write all these things, sub-skills qualities. Listen to friends carefully. Listen to the panel discussion carefully. Same thing again and again they have repeated more than 3 times in your textbook. It is given, yes, no? So you have to write all these things. How to become a good listener. Read the situation, you may understand. How you are a good listener, you can become a good speaker. If you listen it carefully, effectively, and you can deliver the lecture effectively, it means that is the development of listening skills. You have been given a text, that table that has to be filled after the listening to the text. Now, since the text is available on the paper, it will not be difficult for you to fill in the details and check whether it is information is correct or not. So you have to practice these exercises. Conversation is given, no discussion is given. That we have to practice, then only we can able to write the answer for this question. Okay. Enabling and evaluating listening and spoken English, page number 249. Take it off, page number 249. 247.
Enabling, evaluating listening and spoken skills.
Yeah.
247 now.
Yeah, traditional perspectives of enabling oral skills. What is the traditional perspectives of practicing oral skills? See, traditionally, what we have to practice the oral skills by listening the radios. Okay, in the long back in the time of World War II, what we call this is also known as military method of learning languages. So military people used to learn, keep on listening the radios about the particular conversation in the given language. In this way, they can able to interact with the native people with that language. So that is known as traditional perspectives of uh, enabling the oral skills. Oral skills learning by listening carefully about the conversation. Suppose we listen into the radio conversation, no? In the frequently listening the conversation into the radios or audio type of mode, we can gradually improve our oral skills. This is what they are meaning to say here. They mean to say here. Page number 20.21, 250 in my textbook.
248.
Yeah. Traditional perspective on enabling the oral skills. Oral skills. This is the entire the meaning of the all these things in this. Now, current scene is total in the modern approach. How we are learning oral skills means here given certain tips and tricks. Page number 252 in my textbook. In modern approach, 251. Yeah. 250. Listen to specific information. The sub skills under listening included. So here it's a very important చూడండి. అక్కడ ఇవ్వలేదు కదా, ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిండు చూడండి. It is in previously it is given only the sub skills అని ఇచ్చేసి ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ ఇచ్చారు కదా. కాకపోతే పేజ్ నెంబర్ 252 లో మీకు డీటెయిల్ గా ఇచ్చారనమాట సబ్ స్కిల్స్ ఆఫ్ లిజనింగ్. పేజ్ నెంబర్ 250 in your textbook. Please take it out.
1 minute. Enabling the oral skills.
No. The current scene, the modern approach.
Okay.
Current and modern approach. This we have to include. The sub skills under listening included. That is separate the detail from information, etc. Listen to specific information. Infer the meaning of what is said by the interpreting the tone of the statement. Inferring meaning from the context. Getting the gist of this is gist or gist ma? This is
gist.
Getting the gist of piece of information. It means that this is casual and rapid reading comes under the we have read the certain types of reading, no? So this is gist of the piece of information it is coming as rapid reading. Casual and rapid reading comes under the category. Separating the detail from information, etc. So when we are listening carefully, then we can we become very analytical and able to categorize the different aspects and able to what we call interpret the information according to our convenience, right? So we have to be listen carefully. It is means what? The sub skills of reading. Now some of the sub skills of speaking are sub skills of speaking also given here. Modify language to suit the context. Take part in conversation in a relevant manner. Listen to what is said and respond suitably. Yeah. Modify the language, suit the context. It means that some students are not relevant, not interested. You have to shut down your lecture like this. So modify the language, suit the context. Some people are wanted to listen learn the lengthier lecture. So you can extend your lectures according to that also. That is known as modifying language. Next is take a part in conversation in a relevant manner. Conversation in the sense, suppose we are taking what we call interacting between our friends and families. We have to take the conversation according to that. If we are going for the formal one, we have to take the what we call use the words according to that situation. Next is listen to what is said and respond suitably. It means that when we are becoming good listener means what is the proof evidence for that? When we are responding quickly, when we are providing the feedback, it means that we are becoming good listener. When you are becoming the good listener, you can be able to speak better. It means that you can also become a good speaker also. So they always listening and speaking skills will go side by side, right? Some of these sub skills have actually become a part of objective of school courses in English. You know, and in most of the time, this focuses on oral skills itself in in a school syllabus discourse, right? So this is all in details given about the school, secondary school board, and this one intermediate school board, how they develop the generally listening skills and oral skills. Get this point?
Yeah. So we have to include this one also.
We have to include all this page, complete page in shortcuts, not more. Okay, try to cut down it within a 300 or 250 words are enough for this. Because answer is very short given, no? 250 words or more than enough. Now, enabling the oral skills, some teaching possibilities, oral skills given, no? Page number 53. What are oral skills and all?
Yes.
251.
Oral skills, problems and solution in testing oral skills. Enabling oral skills, some self-development possibilities. How to improve the what we call oral skills is given, no? Ignoring irrelevant information and pick up the only necessary information. Listening carefully for the people may make mistakes and correct themselves. Listen to the tone and quality of utterances. Getting the gist of conversation to discussion, even if switched off for the some time. Being listener and speaker at the same time. Learning to ask appropriate questions in a group discussion, learning to rephrase what we say in an interview, knowing how to ask clarifications from a speaker or an interviewer. So these are all oral skills, ma'am. These are all subsets of what we call oral skills. Page number 250 in your textbook. Page number 255. Oral skills.
Enabling oral skills, some self-development possibilities.
This is also very, very important as per examination point of view. Okay. Next.
Next question.
What is the next question?
Write short note on
one-way speaking.
One-way speaking?
Yeah.
Face-to-face conversation and one-way speaking also is very, very important. They may ask in the long answer. See, assignments questions are over. Assignment questions we have.
Ma'am, there are 2 sub-questions, ma'am, in that. Write a short note on one-way speaking, nature of spoken face-to-face interaction.
Face-to-face interaction is also there, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Unit 17 and 18.
Yeah, it is given in the page number. It is there. Types of one-way one-way speakings. Types of one-way speaking in the sense it's in the television and radio. Speaker even did not get the feedback. No, that is known as one-way speaking. That's it. Whenever the speakers did not get the immediate feedback, so it means that they are delivering the lecture in only one. Right?
Page number.
Page number 224 in my textbook. It might be 226 in your textbook.
Ma'am, one-way speaking. Types of one-way speaking.
It is also to nature of language routine. Announcements. Discussion announcements.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's very here. See here. The language used in creating such setting is usually referred to conversation or discussion. The feature of such language shuts short sentences in one-way communication. The users recollect the various situations in which user speakers or English engage with the system of English. So, but this is not the only context in which language is used. The other common context, it's a public gathering, a meeting, a lecture, a seminar, Here, the speaker usually make longer speeches, and most persons in the audience say nothing or very little. The speaker has a script and has a prepared before and what she has to say, and then just to say. It is only one sense. It means that only one sense in the sense that speaker only keep on repeating the words. We as a listener do not have any chance to ask questions or ask any kind of express any kind of doubts and etc. So this is known as one-way communication. One-way communication is generally prepared by the speakers at the home itself. He do the generally homework and write the script and read this to the audience. Okay. Now this may be new idea of many of so understand the better we look into the point of the listener. All of us are used to being talked to in public meetings. Lecture or seminar is going on. The audience or a listener as it were must remain silent and have to pay attention to listen and understanding what is being said by the speaker. That what is being said by the speaker, audience has to listen. We should not have, we don't have any right of chance to interact with the speaker. That is known as one-way speaking. The audience can indicate that they are listening by shaking their heads or looking attentively, but usually cannot interrupt the speaker to ask the clarification questions or request for the repetition. Right? So if we are just nodding our head, it means the sign of we are listening and we are giving feedback by only gestures and postures, by and body language. But we are not at all asking any, uttering any words to ask doubt to the speaker. Such speaking happens in the regular classes so that the lecture teachers and lecturers teachers and students listen and sometimes take down notes. But this is not the only context in which such one-way speaking happens. So in the radio and television also this type of one-way speaking is going on. Is being done in the BRAOU radio station between 7:15 and 7:30 a.m. every morning and on Saptagiri channel between 5:30 and 6 a.m. Every morning. You will immediately understand that the being referred to. There is one person who is speaking and you can only listen to that person's speech. Clarification, if any, have to happen at a later time. In which context, again, as a listeners, we can only listen to the speaker's conversations or even family discussion. Listener, we can to learn to listen differently when we are talking, taking a part into face-to-face interaction, and when we are listening to a particular public speech. Right. So what they wanted to try to say is that one-way speaking. It's a short question, no? So you have to write around 100 words is more than enough for. So, so they are asking for the short, write the short note, no ma? Short note in the short note.
Short note, yeah. One way.
Short answer. Short note.
Yeah.
So announcement formal contest to the people. This one over now. Now we will go for face-to-face interaction. What is that face-to-face interaction? So one-way communication will be the here types of given. Please note down. Announcement in the railway station is considered have to include in that 100 words. The discussion of the menu in the restaurant and customer. One is communication types I will know. Radio announcements. First point. Second point is seminars. Third is public gatherings. And
lecturers. Speeches and lectures.
Yeah, speeches of longer lectures.
Yeah.
Yes. And TV and radio programs.
Yeah.
These are all we have to write in this way by our own. It is nothing from a textbook we have to write because the same thing is keep on repeating. Is one thing is saying right. He has written 200 for this particular topic. No, one-way nature of language used in one-way speech, one-way speaking. When nature of
Voice,
language.
madam, voice is not clear.
Hmm?
Voice is disturbing.
What is that?
Voice is not clear, not audible.
My voice is not clear.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
Yeah, fine.
See, in the nature, one-way speaking, we have to add certain points. See, while we are speaking or while we are delivering the speeches, certain norms we have to follow. What are that? It means that speeches into face-to-face interaction to do the
No. Nature of language used in one-way speaking.
one-way speaking. Here given,
Yeah.
no? In the
Yeah.
section overlook it is difficult to that to do the imagine lecture public speech. Let us take the difference itself between two kinds of speaking as a topic and try to visualizing speaking. It is not given clearly, no? It is nature of used in one-way language. In this sense, nothing is given. Again, keep on repeating the same thing what he earlier discussed.
So 18.3, it's enough for that.
Yeah, more than enough till here.
Yeah.
That's why we have to write 18.2 is enough. 18.3 also given, no? Context in which one-way speaking takes place. That is, where is the context? Context in the sense I told you, know, in the seminar hall or conferences and one-way TV and radio program. That is known as context. The first point is the second and most important type of speaking where response is expected in the class lecture. More than not teachers lectures do not allow any discussion to happen during the lecture. Third type of one-way speaking is expectation to respond from listeners is found in setting up public lectures, speeches, memorial lectures, special lectures by eminent persons or specialists, or topic of the general interest, and speeches by the politicians are common example of this. So where this underlined in the 8.3, no, one-way context in which one-way speaking taking place is there, no? In the first para, last one given, no, last line. It must be remembered that nature of response may be different, but when we examine the nature language used, we will find that announcements fall into planned discoursed. So the first one is known as announcement. In the what is the announcement is it's a planned discoursed planned discourse, in the sense they will prepare one day before itself, before delivering the lecture. Okay, or announcement in the radio what we call railway station announcement, they will, it's a perfect planned format will be there, no? So according to that format they are keep on repeating that words. So there is a no chance to giving any feedback. So it comes under the one-way category, one-way speaking category. Railway and bus station and airports. It comes under the one-way category. Next is the second and most important is teachers or lectures. Teachers lecture. Third category is where the memorial talk or the what we call politician's speech. Politician's speech comes under the third category. Fourth one is the type one-way.
Silent audience. Silent audience. Silent audience.
Silent audience must be silence. And here the politicians keep on speaking on the particular topic, no? That comes under this category. And memorial talks also and special lectures also come eminent persons. This comes under this third type. And the fourth type is radio and TV programs. In radio and TV program, generally we cannot interact with them, no, timely, and we cannot give any kind of feedback. So that is comes under this one-way category, the fourth one.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So these are all the announcement at railway station discussing. This is done, no? Now come to the face-to-face communication. Here certain points are given in page number 226, face-to-face communication.
Unit 17, madam. Instruction. What is face-to-face interaction?
What is face-to-face interaction? When 2 or 3 people are generally discussing. Page number 226. 226.
No, madam.
226,
it's the nature of language used in one-way speaking.
One-way speaking.
One-way speaking.
Face-to-face interaction is in 211, ma'am.
As per our textbook, 211 is page number. Maybe yours is 213.
213. 213. We'll go face-to-face. Yeah. So 212.
Face-to-face, this one.
Features of face-to-face spoken interaction is given, no?
Yeah.
Page number 214. But in the it is into the exercise type is given. You have to practice this one. No? Feature of the sentence of spoken interaction. Language is error reader. See, this you have to practice this face-to-face reading. Some exercises are given. No, you have to practice that one. Before that, here some note, shortcut note is given about the face-to-face interaction. I will read you out. Just listen it carefully. Say public speech, a discussion about the menu at restaurant between waiter and a customer. That comes under the face-to-face, face-to-face, what we call speaking or one-way speaking. Discussion menu with the waiter into a restaurant comes under the face-to-face speaking or one-way speaking.
Face-to-face one-way, it's not one-way speaking.
It's not a one-way speaking. No, one point is included in one-way speaking. That's a face-to-face speaking. No, so in the face-to-face speaking, you have to read it carefully, right by your own in face-to-face interaction. Why? Because it is generally not given specifically. It is given in the form of exercises, right?
Yeah. In unit number 17, introduction, what is face-to-face interaction? That is given. You can find in this if you go through this.
Yeah, the face-to-face interaction between adult, parent, caretaker, and the child represents the most basic form of spoken communication. As adults, most of our day-to-day interactions through spoken language is with people we meet in and around home, on that way of work. So generally around the people when we are interacting, that's all comes under the face-to-face interaction, right?
Yeah.
Within a family, within a friend circle, and within what we call office, office field. These are all in the office we will talk to generally many people, and at home also we talk to many our family members. So these are all comes under the category of face-to-face communication. So language
Okay.
of obviously private interaction in terms of functions and skills. This is partly because of linguistic conversation rules do not readily apply here. It means that whenever we are generally or taking the casual interaction with our friends and families, or our generally hanging out with our people around us, we would not follow certain rules or become proficient while interacting, right? So this is also so it has as to this one come to face to face conversation. We need not to be very conscious about the interacting with any kind of our people.
Yes.
Why? Because
Yes.
it doesn't comes under the professions or formal conversation, proficiency or formal conversation. Now, this does not mean that public speaking. The notion of the public here is related to theme, topic, and academic or official or technical, which is covered the interactions. The outcome of the interaction usually has public relevance in other people. But whenever we are delivering the special talk or talks or lecture, In a public, we have to be quite perfect enough and well groomed with the words at that time in the public spheres. So that is the different type of face-to-face communication. When we are interacting with the casually with the family and friends, need not to be prepared well. But when we are delivering the particular talk in the public sphere, we have to be readily available with the planned lecture. It is given clearly in the page number 212. Read it once.
Okay.
So enter this we have to write into the short note. Page number 211 to in your textbook it might be 213 to 212.
211.
211 is there, no?
Yes. 211 to
212. So sort
okay.
out some important points in the first paragraph, para and second para.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may able
Okay.
to write answer very firmly. More
Yes.
than
Yes.
enough for writing 100 words for the short notes. Okay.
Yes. Ma'am. The last one.
Yeah. Next one. What is that next one?
What are the sub skills of listening that can be developed in English classroom in India?
Classroom.
Hmm.
Classroom listening.
What are the sub skills of listening that can be developed in English classroom in India?
Again, they are asking about the listening skills. Purpose of listening. What is the listening? Listening in the sense we are again giving the feedback. So speaking and listening. Listen to the lecture. In the class, we have to give complete focus on the listening. This is the first skill of development of listening. Next is listen to friends talking to each other. Listening while two friends talking each other. The third one is two teachers talking to each other about a friend. Listen to the panel discussion. So when we are listening the panel discussion, we have to give the complete focus on it so that we can able to understand the subject in this. Listen the announcement at railway and bus stations. If you miss any kind of information like time and place, you may get the complete information. You may lost the complete information. So listen it carefully the announcement.
Page
Listen
number.
to page number is 238 in my textbook.
Purposes of listening.
Listening.
Purposes of listening. That one only?
Yeah, purposes of listening. Yes. So next is listen to the conversation of on the television and cinemas and theater. So generally, many people are watch the English movies, no, to learn the English language, right? And some listen to the conversation in the television and cinemas and theater. Listen to the news on the radio or television. So if we are listening the English news also, we can improve the listening skills into the English, and we can able to speak the English also. So anyhow, LS skills like listening and speaking skills can be enhanced by listening news in the radio or television, right? Listening to the cricket commentary. See, cricket commentary also enhance the listening skills or speaking skills, right? So most of the people go into the radio, no? In that way. So separate this list into situations where you will speak and listen at the same time. And if you see at the same time we are listening as well as we are speaking, no? So this comes under the face-to-face category, right? Face-to-face interaction category. Mark all the context where you will speaking and listening, and context where you are can only listen but cannot reply, where actually the other person is including in one way speaking. See, in the listening, when the speaking, one way it comes under the listening and speaking category. Two-way communication. Listening comes as two-way communication. Why? Because we also, after listening, we will give the feedback, no? That's what this comes under the listening, what we call two-way listening or face-to-face listening. And listening also applicable for one-way communication also. Why? Because while we are listening, but focusfully we are listening, but we are not providing the feedback, no? At the time also, this comes under the listening it's an important aspect of one-way communication also. Listening is also important element of or aspect of listening. One-way speaking. Sorry, listening is important aspects of one-way one-way speaking. And it also important aspects of face-to-face communication, right? Getting my point?
Yeah.
Listening is very, very important in one-way communication and two-way face-to-face interaction.
So for this purposes of listening, give me the answer to this question.
Yeah, giving the feedback. Purpose of listening is nothing but giving the feedback. The first one is greeting to a friend and saying big goodbye. Speak on the phone with a friend and listening to the message and can be left on cell phone answering the machine. Listen to the lecture. Ask the BRAOU counselor to explanation about the difficult concept. Listen to a friend, friends on talking to each other. Two teachers talking to each other, either about you or another friend. Ask for some information at the university of our college office. Listen to a panel discussion. Discuss a menu with a waiter in a restaurant. Listen to announcement on railway station and bus station. Listen to dialogue and conversation television or a cinema theater. Listen to a news or radio or layer television. Listen to a listening or the food available in the restaurant listing of the food in the available restaurant and listen to a cricket commentary. So these are all comes under the purpose of listening. Why we are listening? Because of grabbing this information, right?
Yeah.
That's we have to write this much. Only 100 to 150 words for the short notes on purpose of listening.
Okay.
Next.
Thank you.
So should I wind up the class?
Okay, madam. Thank you very much.
Bye bye. Have a nice day. Yes, yes. Please.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am, for the assignment. Can we use stick pens, ma'am, for mentioning the questions?
What you are using?
Stick pens, ma'am. When we write with the black pen, no, ma'am. Can we mention the questions with the stick pen or?
Yeah, you can write with that also. So better use black and blue pen itself. So they will generally prefer the black and blue pen.
Okay, ma'am. Blue or black, anything is okay, ma'am.
Yeah, blue or black, anything okay. But general nowadays they are following the strategy like they are writing the questions with black pens and answer with the blue pens. But as a mature and higher education, students, we have to only write with the black pen itself. Blue, we should not use the blue pen at all in this stage of learning for higher education.
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaving the meeting, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.